I've been walking with Christ for about 20 years now. Good.
Amen.
Try not to get too emotional.
Okay.
Before Christ, I was an out-of-control monster. I was involved with federal law enforcement for a long period of time. I did things, I saw things that I wish I knew. But I liked what I did, and the only reason why I did it was because I thought God abandoned me and us. I just saw horrible things happening to innocent people, and it bothered me. So I thought I was going to be judge, jury, and executioner, and that's exactly what I was. It got to the point, though, I didn't care whether you were good or bad, as long as I got to hurt people. Eventually, I pushed everybody in my life away. My only friend was my partner, which was a dog. And the more dangerous the situation, the more I got involved. I didn't care whether I lived or died. I really knew nothing about God, but I knew that if anyone ever mentioned him, I got angry. There was an old cop, his name was Bert Augman. He used to call me Paul, and he used to tell me that I needed to get thrown off my high horse. And he said that I reminded him of Paul the Apostle. I went out of my way to make his life miserable. One day I decided that I was going to work an overtime shift because I was all about the money. And I took an overtime shift for a counterterrorism thing along the railroad tracks. Got a call that there was a young girl that was attempting suicide on the train tracks. Local PD was going to be going there. I went there as well. When I got to the scene, local PD was on one side, I was on the other side of the tracks. We saw the girl. I made a split-second decision, got her out of the way as an Amtrak Acela train was coming through. My foot became wedged underneath the ballast rock and the rail. I was stuck. I thought this was it. At the very last minute, I was freed and blown out. I fell 20 feet. I cracked my skull, shattered my shoulder, messed up my back, and laid there in a ravine. And eventually they got me out. But I knew it was bad. They didn't know if they were going to be able to keep my arm. But I was alone. I was a monster, and I knew my life was over. I was told I was going to be able to keep my arm, but my career in law enforcement was done, and I thought there was nothing left for me. So I decided that I was going to check out. I loaded my revolver, I pulled the trigger, and the gun misfired. I looked up, and for the first time ever, I said, "Lord, what do you want from me?" Heard nothing. We walked around for 2 days trying to figure out what happened in my life. What was I going to do? I knew I couldn't do what I was going to do. And then I ended up meeting a woman, and we became involved. So much so that we've almost been married for 20 years. But other than Christ, she saved me. She started talking to me about the Lord, and I would say, He doesn't want someone like me. I'm a killer. I hurt people, and I like it. And she's like, no, that's not the way it works. If you feel bad, you ask for forgiveness, I was like, He doesn't want someone like me. No. Then, a few weeks after we met, we ended up meeting a pastor, someone who sat down along with Brother brother Dave, and sat down and shared the gospel with me. Something that was never done before, because growing up it was just Christmas he was born, Easter he came back, you ate lasagna and you ate ham. That was it. And there was nothing. And they explain it so simple. You're going to have trials, you're going to have tribulations. At the same time of going through everything with my arm, I was diagnosed with cancer. God got me through that. The church got me through that. I could not doubt anymore that there was a God.
Amen.
So now I do my best and tell people as much as I can about the gospel. You can ask my wife. I'm very rarely like this. I don't show emotion that much, but it's what he did for me, and he has brought me here. I look forward to getting to know all of you, and thank you.